Hi guys, it's me. I'm back. Um, I decided I'm gonna go ahead and do a WIP parade because, well, why not? The last time I did one was in 2016. I think it was in May, and it had 40 something odd pieces in it. I haven't done one since. I think this one is going to be a lot shorter than that one. I have fewer WIPs. Most of them are the same as the ones that were in those. There's a few that are different, but a lot of the ones that were in that video have disappeared. They've been finished. A few of them may have been adopted out. I think I adopted a few of them out after the video, but so uh, so this is going to be shorter than that one because I have fewer WIPs. So it is January 3rd, 2019. This is a good time to do it. I didn't do it before the end of 2018, but I haven't started anything in 2019, and I haven't finished anything. So my WIPs are the same as they were at the end of 2018. So these are in mostly alphabetical order. There's a few that are outside that. I have two WIP lists. I have a list that I created. I believe it was on January 1st, 2012. So I have the list of the pieces that were on that list that were WIPs as of January 1st, 2012. And then I have everything that I've started after that. So, and I keep them separate because I want to track of these pieces that I started on this list, how many of them have I finished. And then I have the other ones. So I have 24 on the list from 2012, and I have 5 from after that. So I'm just going to get started here. We'll start at the top with the A's and then work our way. 2019, I did a video a few days ago on December 30th. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. That's my 2018 wrap up and 19 plans. And so I'll point out the ones that I'm currently working on or on the radar for 2019. And then, but I've been surprised by WIPs before. Anything can happen. Yeah. All right. So we'll just start at the top with the A's. Actually, I don't have any A WIPs, but this is going to go at the end. And this one too. All right. So first WIP. This is on the radar for 2019. I don't know if I'm going to get to it or not, but it's under consideration. Bagatelle by Long Dog. I don't know where I'm going to put these. I don't know where I'm going to put these. I'll put them down here. I'll pick them up later. And I haven't gotten very far with this. That's where we got. I think I started this in 2004. And I tried to work on it. Excuse me. I tried to work on it in 2015, I think. They were having I told this story in my December 30th video too, but they were having a sale for the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, where people were like trying to work on as many WIPs as they could. And I tried to work on that one, and I don't like the fabric. I don't know what I'm going to do. So, the color is fine. The color is the recommended color, but it's slippery, and I don't like the way it feels, and I don't like stitching on it, so I don't know what I'm going to do. But, so, there's one, Bagatelle. Second one, this is one you've all seen a lot of this year. Deepest Love. I'm wishing that this one was not in this WIP video, or this WIP parade, because I wanted it to be done before the end of 2018. That didn't happen. So, here it is. My project bag from Sorry, there's part of the chart. But my project bag from Nell at Little Yellow House Crafts. Most of my project bags are from Nell. In fact, I think I only have one project bag that I didn't buy from Nell. So here's my girl. So there she is. She's definitely on the radar to be finished this year. She's at the top of the priority list to be finished this year. Okay, this one I think I started in 2003. I got this as a gift from some local stitchers that we had to get together back in the day. So this is my By the Dimensions Gold collection. I'll show you the project bag. This is actually a Knitting Notions bag that I bought at the Fiber Arts Festival. I don't knit. I rarely crochet, but I thought this was cute, and it's cute for a small project bag, and this is a small project, so here it is. So this is on 36 counts, something or other. It's probably a scrap from something else. And honestly, I'm not sure which way this goes. I think it goes like that. But that's where I am. It's a hand-dyed blue. It was probably a scrap. Being from 2003, it's probably either the blended needle or uh, sugar maple. This one, this is Disney Eeyore. This is a copy of the cover of the kit that I made to put in my WIP. I made it the copy and cut it down to fit in this. This is in a little. I think this was intended to be a food storage box, and I'm like a Tupperware, and I'm using it as a WIP box. This one I intended it to be sort of as a joke for a friend. I don't think she appreciated it, and I don't think she's gonna want it. But I have the WIP still, and I haven't hardly done anything on it. This would be a good candidate for work project. Probably not for this year, but maybe for another year. This is the first item that I bought when I discovered my LNS back in 2000, 1999 or 2000. This is Teresa Winter's Enchanter, also known as Harry Potter. And I started this back in 1999 or 2000. It was 2000 or 2001. It wasn't 1999. And that's where I am on him. This is the kit, the fabric that comes in the kit. That's where I am. I've done some of that lower corner, a little bit of the dragon in the center. This one probably won't come out for a few years. I'm not sure when he's going to come out, but I got probably at least 2 Teresa Winsors in front of him in line. So he's going to wait for a while. Genie's Blue Blast. If you're in the Super Starter, Super Serial Starters and Divine Discipline Divas group, Genie Helt was I think she was a co-founder of that group, and she passed away. This was named after her, um, by Mark Sastad. And this is where I am on it. I don't know. I think it goes this way. I don't know which way this goes. Does it go that way? But that's where I am on it. I might have it upside down. I'm not really sure. And this is just white. There's something on it. That's not good. This is just white, white linen. 28 count probably. I started that back in 2003 or 4. Almost all of these are out of the early 2000s. 2001, 2002, 3, 4, 5. Almost all of them. There aren't very many that were started later than that. There's a few, but not a lot. This is an EGA project that I think is from 2007, 2006 or 2007. She designed it in 2006, obviously, but I think it was 2007 before I got it. This is by Margaret Bendig. This is Renaissance, a trio of necessaires. And this is definitely on the radar for this year. This has been on the radar for the past 3 years, and I still haven't touched it. So it's definitely on the radar this year. Because I have a lot of big projects, and this one is small. It's an old WIP. It'd be easy to finish. And I worked on it the day of the event, and that's it. That's all I did. Haven't touched it since. This one is one that I saw a model of in the LNS, and I admired it for a long time. And I finally asked the owner, what design is it? And she told me, and I went on eBay and I finally found it. It took a little bit of time, but I finally got it on eBay. And it's a kimono by Donna Gallagher. And it's this one up here. That's the one that I'm doing. And I started this maybe in 2009 or 10. I think it was a birthday start or a New Year start. It was after 2007 because it was after I was living here. And I started it, and I think that I got bored with the straight lines. Let's see how this goes. This goes like this. So that's the bottom of the kimono. And that's how far I got. But yeah, I think I got bored with the straight lines and I put it away. But this might come out this year because it's another small project that I could knock off my WIP list. Every year I try to knock a few projects off of that 2012 list. This is a needlepoint kit from the Alice Peterson Company. I have 3 of these. So that's how far I am on it. Just I've got the straight line and the treble clef done. And that's about it. This would be a good work project. And this is probably not on the radar for this year. Probably not. This is a very old EGA project. This, I'm sure, is from 2001 or 2. And I don't have a cover picture for it because it was a mystery at the time. If you want to Google for it, I'm sure you can find a picture of it. This is Mystery with a Little Glitz by Gay Ann Rogers. Do I have something I can put behind this? I don't really have anything white that I can put behind this to make it easier to see. Put my hand behind it. But this is Mystery with a Little Glitz by Gay Ann Rogers. This is the middle of part 1. There's 3 parts. I'm sure I have all 3 parts. I'm sure I still have the threads. But this is not high on the priority list either. Let me put that over there so it doesn't get damaged. This is by the California Stitchery. I think they renamed it to the Crafty Needle. They don't call it California Stitchery anymore. But this is per 16th century. The Crafty Needle / California Stitchery has a lot of Jewish needlework. If you're interested in Judaica, they have a lot of Jewish cross stitch and needlepoint, and a lot of accessories for Jewish ceremonies like bar mitzvahs and prayer shawls and other kinds of things like that. And I was going great guns on this for a while. It stitched up really quickly because it's all one color, and it's a lot of like this part down here on the corner, on the bottom corner, stitch up really quickly. But these large sections of solid black just get me. So that's where I am. And this, most years, this kind of makes the bubble of projects that I'm considering, and then it always gets bumped. What did I do with the cover picture from that? I don't know where I put the cover picture. So I don't know that it's going to be on the radar for this year, but my next one, Quaker Game Board by Papillon Creations. Some of you probably saw this back a couple of years ago. Mackenzie at what's her channel name? You guys know who I'm talking about. Mackenzie stitched it 1/1. It was so cute. It's so little. It's so cute. I started this in 2006. And I've gotten the border mostly done. It hasn't really gotten a lot of attention in the past 10 or so years. I was supposed to be doing a stitch along with Mackenzie on it a few years ago, and I'm a bad stitch along partner because I don't think I touched it. She finished hers, and I don't think I touched mine. This is a document holder from, I think it's from the store like Staples or the Office Depot. Might be from the Container Store. The Container Store has a lot of these. But I have several projects in these kinds of boxes. They're great. Especially for large projects that have a lot of thread. They're great. Or a lot of fabric, like a Hade. This is my only remaining project on Ada. This is Retrievers by Janlin. And I started this in the 90s. I think I started this in 1996. You can still see the hoop marks. But there's where I am. I don't know if that's upside down or right side up. It sort of looks like a Chinese character. But that's where I am. Haven't touched it in years. Many years. I still like it. I still want it. But it hasn't made it to the priority list. But every year my list gets shorter, its chances of making it to the priority list go up. Here's Mirabilia, Savannah's Curtsy. This was on my list for last year, and I didn't get to it. And then, actually, I think it was on my list for, yeah, it was on my list for last year, and I ended up changing my mind. I ended up going with Deepest Love instead. But there's where I am on her. And this is just white even weave. The amount of white in this project, I did it on white even weave, and the amount of white in her skirt kind of puts me off. And also the size kind of puts me off because it took me 2 years to finish Maidens of the Seasons. And this one is, I don't think it, I know it's not as big as Maidens of the Seasons, but all that white in her skirt. And I was just like, yeah, let me do Deepest Love instead. I'll come back to her. This is on the finish list for 2019. This is Shabbat Table Topper by Dead Street. This is going to be my work project when I go back to work on Monday. Excuse me. And so I have 6 of the 8 side squares done. And I just gotta finish those last 2 and do a bunch of border. And the grapes in the middle and the outside borders. There's another outside border beyond that one there that's done in Karen variegated. So this is why it makes a good work project. It's just gonna be a bunch of borders and a bunch of straight lines. So this is definitely on the list to be finished this year. This has been my Wine and Whips project for the last 2 years, for 17 and 18. And that's how I got it to, mostly how I got it to where it is. So I'm going to bump it up and try to finish it this year. All right. This is another Margaret Bendig project from EGA, also in another document case. Margaret provided these document cases. So this is called Stitcher's Kit. And I think inside it has like places to put your needles and your other accessories. And yet again, this is a project that I worked on the day that it was the day of the event, and I didn't touch it again. That's all that's on it. If you guys watched Jessie Marie's 2019 plans, or even her WIP Parade. She talked about it a little bit in her WIP Parade about how she's choosing one project from each designer. I kind of do the same thing to some degree. I generally choose one Mirabilia, which this year is going to be Deepest Love still. I choose one Teresa Wensler, which I'll show you coming up here. Margaret Bendig, I have one of hers, the Necessaire Trio. So I kind of do the same thing to a degree where I kind of pick one from a designer. So this one will be in line after the other one. I already finished two of Margaret Bendig's projects a few years ago. This is another Teresa Wensler. Oh no, what happened? Uh-oh. I don't know what happened to the bottom of the chart there, but there's a storyteller. This is probably my favorite of her dragons. I'll show you. I just love it down here that the little boy is just, I guess it's down here. The little boy is just sitting there telling a story. And I just love the way the dragon's just going like this, listening to this boy tell a story. I just love it. What I don't love is the confetti. The confetti in this piece is painful, which is why, one, it doesn't get worked on very much, and two, I learned to park because the parking helps. So there I got part of the border and part of his wing, and part of the background, the mountains in the background. So that's where I am on the storyteller. And masking tape on the edges. I wouldn't recommend that. Alright. That's probably number 3 on the Teresa Wensler lineup. I got the one. The other two I'll show you later. I haven't gotten to them yet. This is yet another Teresa Wensler. Stroke of Midnight. This is probably my favorite Teresa Wensler. But again, this is one where the confetti and the fractional stitches just so that's all I've done. That's the planter in the bottom corner. And that's all I have. This is probably number 4 on my Teresa Wensler lineup, so it's probably got a ways to wait. My last Mirabilia. This is the first Mirabilia that I bought, and the first Mirabilia that I started, but it's not the first Mirabilia that I finished. This is the Kiss Mirabilia number 12. And this is only called for Apple Blossom Linen. And there it is. I was all going great guns on this, and I got through their faces, and I got through the hair, and I got to the roses, and I got kind of bored. And I put it down. And I've yet to pick it back up. So this is probably going to be number 3 behind Deepest Love and Savannah. This one This is one that I saw on Annette's WIP Parade when I was watching it last night. This is Linus the Trick and the Treat by Prairie Moon, which apparently is highly sought after now. This one I started in 2011. I started it with the fabric facing the wrong way. And this is kind of what put me off stitching it, is because I'm kind of afraid it's not going to fit. I'm doing this on flapper. I think it's 28 count flapper from Pictureless Plus. And this is where I am. Since I started it with the fabric facing the wrong way, I'm trying to work across the top to make sure that it's going to fit. But that's where I got. This is number 2 on my Teresa Winsler list. This is Trade Winds. She got a little bit of attention, I think, in 2017. I spent a little bit of time working on her in 2017. I did some of this mermaid over here. In fact, I think I did all of that mermaid that you see there. I think that was all done in 2017. But so otherwise, I only have the borders done, and I have some of that telescope in the center there. So there's Trade Winds. This is number 2 on the Teresa Winsler list, and she probably won't come out this year. It's possible, but not likely. This is my oldest WIP. This WIP is from 1994. Yeah, 3 or 4. I was in high school. This is Jamlin's. This is Jamlin's Victorian Village ornament set. I love this, but there's a but. I have a lot of thread problems with it. There's where I am. I've done the 2 ornaments, the candy store and the yellow house. That one in the center there, that's partially done, is the fire station. The fire station needs to be frogged because it's got multiple mistakes in it. The problem with this WIP is I think I lost some of the kit threads somewhere along the way. I'm not really sure what happened, but when I went to pick it up, I'm missing a lot of thread. I can't figure out which thread is which color on the list. And the most important part is to try to match Lee's colors so I can finish this. But I think I'm going to end up frogging this and redoing it and just doing it in the DMC equivalents, which thankfully they have listed. I think that's how I'm going to end up having to work that out, and just do the rest of it in the DMC equivalents, because I don't think I'm going to be able to sort out which floss is what from what I have. But it is a village. They have a village store, they have a lighthouse and a gazebo and a church and a school and a bunch of neighborhood houses. And it's cute. But the thread problems are definitely what put me off of stitching it. And having to frog. Not a fan of that either. This is my Teresa Winsler piece for this year. Under the Evergreen. Oh, here it is. This piece won because it has no fractionals. It's all whole stitches. It has blends. It has confetti. It has the confetti is pretty mild, and it's all whole stitches. So this is page 3 with a little bit into page 4. So I'm going to pick it up and try to at least finish page 4. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this year, but it's on the priority list for this year to at least make a good bit of progress on, if not finish. And this one is also on the radar for the year. This I bought from, how do you open this? Oh. There we go. Sorry about that. This is Winter Shoes by Heritage Stitchcraft. It's one of their sepia tone ones. I think I have one of their other designs. I think I have Morning Drink. They have a whole, I think they're out of print now actually, but they have a whole series of sepia tone designs like this. And it seems like they all have to do with life on a farm. They're all of horses and barns and things like that. And this one might become a work project later this year. And this is, I think it goes this way. But that's all I've done on it. This one was started sometime after 2007 because I started it after I was living here. Maybe 2008 or 9 or 10. So this might become a work project. So that is all of the projects that are on that 2012 list. The rest of these projects are projects. There's one here that I don't think is on the list that maybe should have been. And the rest of them are things that I've started since 2012 and haven't finished yet. These are the only things I've started since 2012 and haven't finished yet. This is another eyeglass case. Well, depending on what phone you have, you can probably put your phone in it too. By the Alice Peterson Company. This one is Pansies. Not high on the priority list. This one, I think I might start over on different fabric. This is Snowflakes in the Pines by the Sweetheart Tree. And I think the problem with this one is the fabric. It calls for a 28 count fabric. Yeah. It calls for a 28 count fabric. And I think this might be a 32. And my problem with it, put my hand behind that and see if that makes it better. My problem with it is that the pine needles are really hard to do, and they're really hard to see. They look kind of jumbled and messy, and I think it might look a little bit better on 28 count. So I think I might do it on 28 count instead. That crease is making it difficult to see, huh? But there it is. I think I might. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Whoops. This one I don't have a picture for. Sorry. I can't find it. Is it in here? I don't think that it is. I have the chart. The picture came off. I don't know where the picture is. But it's His Eye is on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. If I had some editing software, I would put a picture in here. I don't have any editing software, so you probably know what it looks like. You've probably seen it. There's a bunch of people stitching it. I started this on Christmas Day in 2015. And this is on Doubloon by Pictureless Plus. And this is all I have done on it. That little tiny section of tree. That's all. It's over one. I had originally decided that I was going to start over. I tell a story in my December 30th video too. But I had originally bought this to do it over one because I didn't have the money to pay for the fabric for over two. And then I started doing it, and I was like, I don't know that I want to do all of this over one. And so then I bought the fabric to do it over two when I had the money. And now I'm thinking maybe I'll just do it over one. So I might restart it. I might leave it the way it is. I don't know. In any case, that little tiny bit of tree is all that I have done on it. This is definitely on the radar for this year. I don't know that I'm going to finish it, but I definitely want to at least make some progress on it. Because I have about 5 other samplers that I want to start. But I kind of have the same rule, like, I have 5 other samplers, but I have one that I've started and I've barely put any stitches into. So why am I going to start more? The same thing with Hade. I have my Hade WIP is next or last. And I have the same rule about Hades. I have one that I've barely done anything on. So I need to make some progress on that before I start another one. In fact, we'll do that next. Here's my Hade. This is Freebie Story Keep Flower Bride, which is now retired. I think you can still get the full chart, but you can't get the Story Keep. This is my first and only Hade WIP. I started it in 2014. And it has more than His Eye is on the Sparrow, but not by much. That's all I've done on it. So that's why I'm saying I have one that I've barely started on. I'm not going to start another until I've done something with this one. Whoops. And we're down to the last one, you guys. Oh, no, we're not. We're down to the second to last one. This is on the high on the priority list to finish this year. This was actually on the priority list to finish last year, and I didn't get it done. This and Deepest Love were the ones that I wanted to finish, and I didn't get done for 2018. So this is Spring Bunny Love by the Snowflower Diaries. It's free on their website, on her blog. And I'm stitching this over one on a random scrap of something out of my stash. And it's the model is stitched using Nina's threads. I did not buy the Nina's threads. So I'm using a combination of Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Art and Crescent Colors and DMC. So this is on my priority list to finish this year. It might be a Wine and Whips project. I don't really know that I want it to hang around that long. Wine and Whips is in June. I don't know that I want it to hang around that long, but if it's still around, it might be a Wine and Whips project. Yeah. So, oops. I did it over one because I thought it was cute over one. I felt like if I did it over two, it would be 5x7, and it would be a little bit ridiculous at 5x7. So, but it's cute. It's cute at ornament size. So, and this is my last WIP, and it was the last piece that I started in 2018. On New Year's Eve, I got bored, and I got restless. It was 5, 6 o'clock, something in the evening, 4 o'clock, something in the early evening, and I'm like, I'm bored. What am I going to do with myself for 6, 7 more hours until the new year gets here? I had played enough games on my phone. I had looked at Facebook enough. I've been doing that for a week, and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with myself for the rest of the night? And so I thought I could stitch, but nothing that I had to stitch on appealed to me. And then I came across this idea, and I was like, that's good. And I found it, and I pulled it out, and I put all the pieces together, and I was like, And so I started it. And this is Miss New Year's Eve or Miss New Year's Fairy by Mirabilia. Appropriate for New Year's Eve. This is the first Mirabilia that I've started since 2013. I started Bluebell in 2013, and I finished her in 2015. And my other 3 Mirabilias that I've shown you were all started in the early 2000s. And so is Mains of the Seasons. Mains of the Seasons was started in 2004. So this is the first Mirabilia I've started in 5 years. And Bluebell's not really even a Mirabilia. But, and as you can guess, I haven't done a lot on her, but there's a little bit that I have done with part of her dress. So that was my very last start for 2018. So there's my WIP parade. We're at 50 minutes almost. I guess that was 30 WIPs because that pansy eyeglass case is not on my WIP list, although it probably should be. I don't think it's on my WIP list. So there's my WIPs coming out of 2018. I'm hoping for 2019. I'm hoping that 3 or 4 of them will be done. The ones that are on the 2012 list. I'm hoping that His Eyes on the Sparrow will either be done or have some significant progress on it. And I'm hoping that Flower Bride will have at least a page finish on her. And then there'll probably be some new starts and some new things added in along the way. But every year I try to knock a few projects off the 2012 list. In 2018, I only got 1 off. I think in 2017, I got 3 or 4 off. So this year, I'm trying to knock 3 or 4 off that list. So we'll see what happens. And maybe I'll get some editing software. I'll be able to do more videos and do them better, where I can actually like edit them and insert pictures and things like that. Anyway, happy 2019, everybody, and I look forward to seeing all of your stitching this year. Bye.